see myself becoming a minimalist anytime soon, I can definitely appreciate a lot of the different values minimalism brings. During my journey of living more intentionally, I've done a lot of research and different ways that I can do that. And a lot of the things that come up over and over again is minimalism. Now, I really like home decor, seasonal decor, holidays, and just stuff in general. So I don't see myself actually getting into the minimalist lifestyle, but there are plenty of values that I think cross over to intentional living. And I'm going to go over 10 of them today in this video. And the first one being is clear countertops. Now, I do appreciate home decor, but that doesn't mean I want my countertops to be cluttered. And if I do decide to put something on my countertop, I want it to be something really practical and that I'm going to get a lot of use out of, or brings me a lot of joy. During the holidays, you'll see my counters have seasonal decor on it. It was just Easter, so I had a crystal Easter bunny and Easter eggs out on the counter. But now that the season is over, I'm just focused on minimal surfaces. But you will see that I have my cutting board and my cookbook out for a little bit of texture. And in the future, I can see myself adding olive oil and butter on this side, but mostly keeping the countertop free and available for use. Now, the next minimalist value that I really thought was practical was no junk drawers. So if you're going to buy something and needs to have a space and you need to be able to remember you have it and reference it for future projects. So I actually designed my entire entry closet to be a really practical space for me to store my stuff and know where everything is. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around so you can see the drawers and how I did all the labels, and then I'll pop up a photo from when I did the remodel so you can see the full layout. So here you can see I have different drawers that are labeled, and that way when I go to reference something in the future, I know exactly where to find it, or my husband knows where to find it. And the ones without labels, they're kind of a flex area, or they're not really full to develop a category yet. And I will pop up a photo of when I redid this closet so you guys can see what it looks like. Now these next two have a little bit of crossover, but the first thing is only buying what you use. So lately when I've been going to the store, I've been looking at things and asking myself, am I really going to use this? And honestly, when I go to the craft store now, that used to be a place where I would have a 50% off coupon and be like, oh, maybe I should get this for the future. Or, you know, I could use this for this one day. But ultimately what it comes down to, do I have a purpose for this now? Am I going to use it in the immediate future? And if the answer is no, then it might not be for me. And kind of leading off to that as well, especially I'm kind of into this right now because I've been cooking a lot, is small appliances and cooking tools. I used to look at those and that was an easy choice for me to not purchase because I wasn't in the kitchen cooking all the time. But now that I am, there are some things where I'm like, ooh, that could be cool. That would be fun. All the ninja stuff, that stuff is really cool. How fun would it be to be able to make your own slushies? But at the end of the day, I'm not going to use it all the time. It's not going to be in my main rotation. So it's really just going to ultimately lead to clutter and another thing for me to store and spend money on. And the next thing is no buy list. So the biggest thing that I've actually done, and a lot of people make it out to be a physical product, but the number one thing that I've done this year that I think is going to save me the most amount of money by the end of the year is I have not purchased a drink from a restaurant since December. And honestly, even though I'm still cooking from home, I allow myself to eat out twice a week with my husband on his days off. So 5 days a week, I'm cooking 3 meals a day, and 2 days a week, I'm cooking breakfast and dinner, and then we'll go out for a lunch, and we try to find places with a lunch special, and it just means that I get a little bit of a break. It's a little bit of a special moment for me, and we get to spend quality time together. But at no point during those trips did I spend $3 or $4 on a drink. I've been packing up my cup, which is not a Stanley. It's a basic brand from Hobby Lobby that I got for 50% off. And I've been bringing my own iced tea or water. And there's been a couple of times where I just brought a soda from home because I know most people just think I'm carrying water. So I don't really care. And that has saved us $3 or $4 every single meal twice a week. And now that I'm doing it, my husband's not doing it. So that's easily $12 to $16 that we're saving every single week for the rest of the year. So I think that one is definitely going to have the biggest impact. So if there's little things that you can make a no-buy list and be more intentional and have more minimalist receipt or more minimalist budget, that's going to be a really big help and something I'm definitely implementing in my intentional living. I think one of my favorite ones on the whole list is curation. So it's not just buying things to buy it and just to get the shelf full, but to collect things over time. And I brought you over to this area so I can show you some of the meaningful things that I decorate my house with. You can see here, my husband put a jar of sand from our 6-month anniversary back in 2018. And that's a really meaningful product to have that we just collected, and now we have it for the rest of our lives. This here is an apple from the Wizard of Oz movie I just went to go see at the Sphere, and that was special because my friend bought me a ticket to go see it. I recently left a job and I left a lot of commissions and everything like that on the table that she took over, and she was kind enough to give me experience to kind of make up for some of that commission I lost out on. And I just thought that was really generous of her because she didn't need to do that, but she was grateful of all the work I had done before I left and wanted to show me some appreciation. So this is a really meaningful gift to me because a lot of people wouldn't do something like that. And then here is a swan that I just got from my grandmother who's cleaning out her house. And I think that swan is really beautiful, and now I'll always be able to look at it and think about her. And I think it's really pretty that it has a purple flower on it that reminds me of my mom as well. And here I have angels that I got from London. I'm sorry, not London, from Rome at the Vatican. They were selling this in the gift shop. It says that they were handmade. I don't think that they were, but this is from the Vatican in Rome. And then this is a photo of me and my husband in a frame that we got from New Orleans. And then me and my husband's favorite animals are mooses. And then these are from one of the churches over in London. I love medieval art, and I was really excited to be able to bring home some of it and just remember that trip. But you can see a lot of things on here. This isn't a finished project either. I'm going to paint this bookshelf. I actually got this on OfferUp for $10. But I'm going to paint that and redo it. But you can see a lot of the things on here I could have just rushed out to be able to fill up a shelf. But this stuff, it's been collecting since 2018. We got our anniversary sand, the New Orleans, the angels, the gift from my grandmother, the medieval art from London, me and my husband's favorite animal. This is really meaningful decor that was curated over an amount of time and not stuff I just rushed and bought on Amazon to get the shelf full. And then this one here was actually, we were going to go to Greece, but we ended up switching Greece to Japan. So now I have that frame for when we go in the future. These last three might be the most meaningful yet. One of the most important things that, even though I'm not a minimalist, that is really important to me is when I participate in holiday decor, that I am not getting trendy holiday decor. Every year there'll be things where maybe your year after year style is Grinch or it is bright colors or whatever trendy color is happening that year. I try to focus on very traditional Christmas colors, rich greens, reds, and golds, things that I remember seeing that my mom would put out that I have loved for 30 years now that I'm 33 years old. And that style has always resonated with me. So making sure that I'm not picking things that would go out of style. I know when I was coming up in my apartment before I got a home, some years I did blue and white and pink and things like that, and the next year I'd be like, oh, I don't want to, pink Christmas doesn't really resonate to me, even though I find it to be really pretty. So now I'm really focused on not participating in trendy holiday decor and curating my selection over the years. I don't have to go out and make my home full of holiday decor the first year that I'm living in this house. The ninth thing that I think is arguably one of the most important ones on this list is contentment. I think minimalism really does a good job of highlighting how important that is. That even though I'm somebody who likes stuff and wants to get more stuff and wants holiday decor and decor for my house, reminding myself to slow down. I don't need to buy everything right away. What I do have is enough. My house doesn't need these things. These are just special little extras when it makes the most sense. And the last thing I'm taking away from minimalism is freedom. Freedom from spending your time cleaning all day, freedom from doing a job that you don't want to do, freedom from the mountain of laundry, and freedom from overspending on things that you don't need. There are so many things that you can get out of minimalism, and I think this is one of the most important things that you can get. You can live in a way that makes the most sense to you and feels the most right for you. You're not chained to debt payments. You're not chained to a job that you don't want to do. And it allows you the flexibility to live intentionally. So when I'm watching all these videos about minimalism, most of them have the through line that that's the point of all of it. The point of not owning a bunch of stuff and making intentional choices isn't to just not have stuff and not have a life full of trinkets and, you know, not being able to have sodas and things like that. It's to give yourself the ability to have other things that buying that stuff takes away from you. So I think that's going to be the most important thing that I'm going to be stealing from minimalism, is just focusing on the freedom that when you're saying no to one thing, you're saying yes to another.